Viral again, and this time is not for pimping. Okay, this time is because I was sleeping with a guy and he told me my ass smelled like doo doo. When I wiped my Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started with this lesson, I'm going to say, call Haliam Law Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the elder bishops, elder apostles, and the men on down that GMS that do well and have taught me the truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom, Israel. I got a quick hit right here. Going into this Eve here, that's absolutely just doing the most. Just absolutely doing the most. You know, this is just disgusting. It's absolutely despicable, disgusting, and just absolutely embarrassing, okay? And you know, the quote-unquote black woman, we know Eve is through. We know Eve is absolutely bugged out of her goddamn mind. We know she's out of there, boy. You know, with the exception of some, obviously, but you know, for the mass majority of it, we know Eve just on this side just gotta go, you know, because she's absolutely abominable and absolutely embarrassing on every level, you know. And basically what's happened here, you know, you heard it. She was, you know, this goes back to the curses, you know. You know, Eve, you know, I guess she was laying with somebody, and the guy who she laid with told her basically, and you know, her pussy stank, you know. And it smelled like ass. Her pussy smelled like ass, and that's bad. And this all goes back to the curses too, though. You know, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play it back, grab just a few precepts. Israel, this ain't meant to be nothing long. This ain't meant to be nothing long. And you know, this is absolutely disgusting. I'm not trying to be nasty, but you know, this needs to be addressed and this needs to be brought out. And Yahabashim Al Shai Barakatah to the beloved sister who sent me this clip. Yahabashim Al Shai Barakatah, beloved. You know, this got to be addressed. You know me, super spiritual. I see things through the spirit, and us that's in this truth. That's how we see things. So this got to be brought out. This must be brought out. You know. So let's go ahead and play it back. Grab just a few, and go ahead and close out. Let's go. So Woo Lady is going viral again, and this time is not for pimping. Okay, this time is because I was sleeping with a guy and he told me my ass smelled like doo doo. When I wipe my crap with alcohol, it takes the smell away and it takes the dirt and it lifts up all the bacteria. When I tell y'all, you couldn't beat this information out of me, how? Absolutely. This is absolutely embarrassing, man. And Eve don't have no shame, man. Eve don't have no shame because these are the vibrations that Esau Edom allows to get pushed out, especially to the Israelite community, especially to the quote unquote black community. Okay, this is glorified, is just exalted up, as we know. These women is not held accountable. They don't shame these women, and this is absolutely shameful. Okay, and Eve don't have no damn shame, you know. And this is just what it is. Our women is absolutely an embarrassment. You know, and these women, these be the same women that have the nerve to get mad at Jake when Jake deal with other women outside of his nation. Because look at this. This is absolutely disgusting. It's madness. It's embarrassing, and this is just ridiculous on every level to come out saying all this. Even if this was the case, why make these videos and trying to go by and just say this shit online? This is absolutely, there's no shame. These women have no shame, man. You know, and this is absolutely disgusting. You know, let's just go ahead and get this. Sirach 26:8. And it reads, a drunken woman in a gatter abroad cause of great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. And she's not doing that. Okay, she's absolutely not covering her own shame. She's just spewing it all out. There is no shame. So if she don't the quote unquote black woman has no shame, so obviously she's not going to cover it. Okay, she's not covering her own shame. This is disgusting. All right, let's read it again. Sirach 26:8. A drunken woman in a gatter abroad. Okay, a woman that's always outside. All right, and you know, Eve loved to be in the downtown areas, and the nightlife scenery. Period, man. Cause of great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. That's why us that's in this truth, we know for the mass majority of it, you know, these women in Babylon are great. You can't take them too seriously. You know, they're whores. They're 304s, and they for the streets. You know, it's just that simple. You know, even the celebrities have a hard time dealing with these women, and they got all the quote unquote money and status, and they can't keep a woman. These women in Babylon is for the streets. You know, if the Lord throw you a bone, you know, and she loving on you, and she love you, and she stand in order, you know, call her law, you know. But if not,
you can't take them too seriously, and you just can't take these women too seriously in Babylon the Great. And if you don't know what an Eve, man, more power to you, because not a lot of men with a good head on their shoulders is willing to be dealing with that shit. It's just that simple, man. Now, again, there is exceptions, and we know there is a small remnant of women, even in the world, that's decent and they got their head on straight. But that they are far and few in between, boy. I tell you that. Let's keep going.
Tommy, dangle me over a cliff, threaten to annihilate my entire bloodline. I just would never wipe my ass crack with alcohol, and I wipe my vagina line with alcohol, and I wipe my arm. I really wipe my whole body with alcohol. She claims that she does this because I took a shower and I cleaned my butt, but you would still have that ass clapback smell. And since doing so,
and you know what? I'm sure a lot of us can attest. When we were dealing with Eves in the world, I've dealt with Eves in the past. And not every Eve, but I've dealt with some Eves in the past where, yeah, man, they shit was loud. Okay, they pussy stank, man. And it's just like some was better than others, but then it was some that was cool, but then it was some that was like, good Lord, goodness gracious, man. It smelled like something died in there, bro. It's just I couldn't even finish. I couldn't get up. I couldn't get it popping because that shit was just, it was just bad, man. It was just bad, And I was like, good Lord, like, are you serious right now? You gonna come over here smelling like that? And it's just like, this is, and we've all dealt with this, man. We've all had this before. And, I'm sure a lot of brothers can attest to this. This is just these women, because this is what happens, man. These 304s in Babylon the Great, these hoes, man, they ride the cock carousel, jump from rod to rod, from dude to dude. Okay, and then on top of that, which is off. Okay, women is not supposed to have all these different rods up in them. That's going off, man. And then on top of that, they're not disciplined with their diet. You can see this Eve is heavy set. Okay, she's a damn beast. Okay, she's a damn big back Keisha. All right. So they're not disciplined with their diet, and they're going off eating all the abominable food. So a mixture of whoredom and going off on the dietary laws causes this. All right. And this is what happens. They pussy smell like garbage. It goes down to their box. They eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobsters. On top of being a whore, man, that is a recipe for all kinds of chemical reaction going on down there. Okay. Smell like something died in there, man. Period. Point blank. Let's go.
It do not burn. So when I wipe my crack with alcohol, I keep the ass open. Because if you close it, hot fire. Of course, there were a lot of reactions to this. Somebody says, y'all don't know about Cottonelle wipes, body wipes, antibacterial soap. Go to an actual doctor. Your cats and booty holes are going to fall off listening to people that you don't need to be listening to. Somebody else was concerned and said, your ass smelled like dookie after you showered? And you want to talk to me about hygiene? Don't piss me off.
Okay, so this is, listen, man. We just broke this down. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get the book of Isaiah. Got to get into the good old book of Isaiah again. I'm only gonna grab a few and close this thing out. But I'm gonna read a lot of meat off these bones here because listen, this whole not this whole chapter, but yeah, Isaiah. The book of Isaiah goes into the nature of women and the judgment for Eve, man. And it goes into a lot of mourning and lamentations for Eve because Eve has been getting away with a lot of bullshit for a long time, man. And the Lord is getting ready. It's about to be a great humbling. He's already started doing it with the mass layoffs. Okay, but there's going to be a great humbling coming to Eve because she's proud, she's completely out of order, she's rebellious, and she don't do a damn thing to get in line, get in order, because she has a lot of liberty to God abroad. But let's go ahead and start getting these scriptures. Isaiah 3:16. I'm going to read it all the way through 24. Let's get it. Moreover, the Lord Yahweh saith, because the daughters of Zion, quote unquote, black women, are haughty, proud, very proud, and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes. Yeah, you think that you walking with them, you with them. You think they all for you, and they're looking at every single man that's around. They just undisciplined eyes, man. Okay, it's happened to me. I've seen it happen to me before. I'll see an Eve with a guy, with a dude. Okay, she'll be walking with him, and she'll be sneak eyeing me. I'd be like, this filthy little bitch, Let's keep going. Walking and menacing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet, with them high heels. Okay. Therefore, the Lord will smite with the scab, the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion. And the Lord Yahweh will discover their secret parts. Now, if you look at both these Eves here, the majority of Eves is bald headed, man. The Lord has completely stripped them of their hair, man. You know, it's just going to the curses. You know, our woman is under the curses, and this is why Eve hate herself so much. You know, she hate herself, and because the Lord has taken away her glory. You know, the woman's glory is her hair, and the Lord completely, struck that shit off of her, man. We got both these Eves here, and both these Eves, neither one of these Eves got their real hair in their head, okay? Because we know that's not the texture of of a Judite woman's hair, man. It's okay. A Judite woman's hair is bushy, is woolly, it's afro-y, and this is not their hair. It's obvious, okay? And the Lord will discover their secret parts. Yeah, their secret parts. They walk around here naked. They don't be having shit on. Okay, just pussies busting through their goddamn leggings. Okay, ass all out, tits all out. This everything just hanging all out. They leave nothing to the imagination anymore. Okay. 18. In that day, the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet and their calves and their round tires like the moon. The chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, yeah, all that bling bling, all that jewelry they wear. The bonnets and the ornaments of the legs and the handbands and the tablets and the earrings, the rings and the nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel and the mantles and the wimples and the crisping pins, the glasses and the fine linen and the hoods and the veils. Okay, so the Lord is going to, it's a great humbling. The Lord's going to take all this shit away, and then we're going to be able to see your true colors, see how you really look, okay? Because when the time of calamity come, Jacob's trouble really start intensifying and popping off, you Eves is going to be left to look like your fucking selves. No makeup, none of these face masks, none of these weaves, these ridiculous fucking hair hats, okay? All of the shit that these bitches be wearing to make themselves quote unquote look good and feel good, they ain't gonna have none of it. All right, the Lord's gonna strip them of all that shit. 24, the point. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. What is this video about? This bitch pussy stinking. All right, this is the Lord. This is the curses, man. And instead of a girdle, a rent. And instead of a well set hair, baldness. Both these Eves in this clip here is bald. And it's not to say all Eves is bald, because listen, the curses was distributed amongst the tribes accordingly. Okay, when it says instead of a girdle or a rent, listen, that means they're overweight. This Eve is overweight and she's bald, so she's getting hit with hella curses. But these curses is distributed amongst the tribes. A lot of Northern Kingdom women is overweight too. They got hit with that curse a lot. They be thick as hell, but then you be some that be overly damn thick. That just be obese with it, and fat. So these curses is distributed, man. Yes, the Northern Kingdom, they was able to keep all their hair, but they got hit with the overweight, curse a lot. All right. And instead of well set hair, baldness, and instead of a stomacher and girding of sackcloth and burning instead of beauty. There you go, man. This is what it is. This is that. This is that. Let's go.
Now, there were actually some people who agreed with her and said that they had used alcohol on their wuhas and on their asses before. I cannot say that I have. But what are your thoughts on this, neighbors? Woo Lady is always going viral for her advice pieces. Her niche is giving advice to the girls on how they should pursue relationships with men, how they can get men to do certain things for them, and a lot of people have labeled it as pimping. I don't promote prostitution. I promote some fucking broke ass niggas that don't do shit for you.
Madness. Absolute madness, and again, that's a curse. You see how mean she is? You see how mad she got? Because she got a little bit of backlash, okay, due to the madness that she's putting out there, man. This is absolutely disgusting, man. Okay, and there's nothing feminine about this woman other than the fact that she's a woman, and these are the natural brute beasts that is made to be taken and destroyed. Salakia family, I'm trying to get this last scripture here out of my tablet, but it's acting up. I may have to grab it out my sword quickly because my tablet is just out of nowhere running stupid slow. Salakia, bear with me, family. Let me grab it. Anybody got time for this? Okay. Let me get it. Yeah, but this is madness, Israel. Okay, you beloved Akim, stay the hell away from these brute beasts, okay? Because listen, man, this is absolutely ridiculous. And these bitches gotta go. Eve must be stopped. Eve must be stopped, man. Okay? Expeditiously. All right? I'm gonna go ahead and grab this and close out. This is Sirach. Back in the book of Sirach again. Okay? Sirach 26 and 9. And it reads, the whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks, her proud looks, and eyelids. There you go. There you go, man. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through over much liberty. So if women got too much liberty to get abroad, too much freedom, they will indeed abuse themselves. They'll get sucked up in something. Believe it. 11. Watch over an imprudent eye and marvel not if she trespass against thee. Yeah, keep an eye on her. Observe these women. You have to properly vet them, okay? And don't get too in your feelings if she slide off with somebody else, man. Okay, because these bitches is for the streets. All right. Watch over an impudent eye and marvel not if she trespass against thee. We know these hoes is hoes in Babylon the Great, man. All right. Next verse. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler. When he have found a fountain, and when he have found a fountain, she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he have found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down, and open her quiver against every arrow. Yeah, she'll be a complete thought box, okay? A complete slut bucket. And this is the harsh reality of this place here in Babylon the Great. The women is out completely out of order. They have way too much liberty to get abroad, and it'd be detrimental to their own salvation and health. Okay, as we see this Eve here, okay, just got a complete garbage dumpster can. Okay, for a box. Period, point blank, man. Hope it was edifying and exhortating. I'm gonna go ahead and close out and give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Hey, on to the next one I say. Shalom, shalom.